Yeah, I mean, I think what I love so much about your spaces that you've created is that it's kind of bridging the gap between like you get to spend time in the outdoors, but you don't need to like dive in. Like it's like an accessible space for somebody who's like
Yeah.
not super outdoorsy. Like you said, what was the word? Glamping ish.
Ramping it.
And it's so true where it's like, okay, I can love spending time outside, but I have like a screened in space to like cook my dinner and not have to deal with bugs. Or
Hmm.
like I love that you have ramps. Like that's something I wanted to chat about too,
Sure.
is
Yeah.
like how like you've made these spaces accessible to like wheelchair users or people with mobility struggles. And I think that's something that is so valuable that so many places like a hip camp or like a glamping-ish space like
Hmm.
wouldn't think about. And what I'm excited about is like bringing Colby students there is like I don't have to necessarily worry about all of the aspects of like backcountry camping.
Right.
I can just show up and be
Yep.
like, there's a solar shower, there's an outhouse, there's
Yep.
a full kitchen we can use and like a picnic table and cots, and
Hmm.
it's just a really nice in between where you're like immersed in nature but you also have some of those amenities that make you feel really comfortable.
Yeah, that was very intentional because as a forester, I mean, I've been in some just astonishingly beautiful places in Maine, and I think not everyone could get here, wants to get here. So those are all barriers.
Yeah.
It's a lot more than just a physical barrier. It's a financial barrier as well, which again puts finances at the bottom of the puzzle for me. So I was very intentional about thinking about what types of things prevent people from going camping or glamping. Bugs, got to use the potty. Am I going to get attacked by a bear? How do you get there? Just a lot of different things that maybe we don't really maybe think about.
Mm-hmm.
And then I thought, well, how can you ease into this? I think one of my favorite reviews, and I've had many, was a couple. The husband was like, "Meh, I could go camping," and the woman was kind of like his wife was like a peak bagger, like outdoorsy. Let's roll. And she said, your space created the perfect spot for us to meet in the middle.
Yeah.
Like my husband was like, all right, I think I could make that work. There's a couch with a propane fire pit, and
Yeah.
you're over in the kitchen making dinner or vice versa. And we got this cool view and it's screened in. So let's try it. And she said he had a ball,
Yeah.
so it's been very, very intentional. And on the physical accessibility stuff, you guys know Enoch. He's a rock star, Enoch Glidden. And so, like, before I even laid the first 2x6, I called him and I was like, hey, I'm building these things. And from the start, I want to involve you.
Mm.
And so we've had a lot of communication about ramps, and he sent me all sorts of information on, how to do this and entryway here and handles here. And we still actually have some dirt to move this spring to finalize some of those things. But so that's been super helpful, and it gave me eyes when I would go somewhere, and I was like, oh, Enoch couldn't go here,
Yeah. Totally.
So, and
That
he
perspective.
was helpful, and he was excited to say, geez, it's great for us to go in and consult and fix stuff on the backside, but even better to do it on the front end. And
Yeah.
that's why I was like, yeah, we're going to do this right the first time. So we're going to
Mm-hmm.
put a 20-foot ramp or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
so we don't have to think about it.